I'm gonna go and do a fashion shoot using the Sony a7R III, which I usually use, and the 24mm 1.8 from Viltrox, which is actually a fantastic lens, and it is, I would say, on par with the 24mm GM. It really is pretty damn awesome, and it's what, a third the price? Anyway, I'm also gonna do a few photos, more or less the same photos, if I can, using the GoPro Hero 10. Now, this is going to be interesting because I don't think anyone's done it, so I thought, hey, why not? I mean, you've got a GoPro 10, maybe you want to take some photos of your girlfriend or a model or God knows what. But this is going to be a little bit challenging because we're going to be inside, it's a dark space, and the only light is going to be ambient light. And I'm also going to take my Godox SL-TL 60 tubes, the big long ones. I did a review of them right here. Fantastic tubes. It's a funky place. We've got an awesome model, makeup, stylist, everything. We're going to try it out right now. Actually, let's just go there now. Right now. Let's take this and let's go. Right, so today I'm on a photo shoot, a fashion shoot. I used to be a fashion photographer. I used to do a lot of fashion photography before I did YouTube, and we're shooting in a flat. It's a really nice flat. We've got a whole load of clothes. We've got a model, makeup, stylist, everything. And let me just show you what this looks like. So this is the flat. These are the clothes. This is the kitchen. This is Kasia, Patrycja i Simona. And the flat is, it's pretty cool. It's a little bit dark, so we'll see how the GoPro does, because we're going to be doing the GoPro against the Sony a7R III. But it's a really nice flat, and the bathroom is stunning. Look at this. So we're going to do one photo with the GoPro, one photo with the Sony, and do maybe, I don't know, 10 shots and show you guys what this stuff looks like. But that's annoying. The screen turns off after a little while. Yeah, so let's get this shoot on the road. So it's a fun area. It's pretty dark, but how do these two really compare when taking photos? I've looked at it, and I've looked at it close up. The Hero 10, you know, you take a photo, it looks good on the screen, but you put it on the computer and you're like, ugh. But for Instagram, because most people nowadays are looking at Instagram, they're not actually looking at a magazine. However, in a magazine, I'm sure it would probably be okay. It needs a lot of light to look good. If you're outside and you're taking photos in bright sunlight, this thing is a monster. It really is. 23 megapixels, and this is what, 42, 46? I don't remember. It's, let's say this has got twice the megapixels, but this is also a full frame camera. This is a tiny little sensor, no doubt something like you've got in the iPhones, right? So the quality is going to be different straight away, but the iPhone takes actually very, very good photos. But this guy, even the 23 megapixels, if you look around the edges of the model's face, the contours, it's kind of like, what the hell is that? It's weird. But if you look at the Sony, I mean, it is just crisp as you can get. This is a camera made for photos. I love this camera. I take all my photos on this, thumbnails, portraits, fashion, basically everything. But if you're in a tight spot and all you have is a GoPro 10 and all you're posting on is Instagram, then, you know, this could actually be a camera that you take photos with if you have good light. Check out some more examples right here. So on the left, we have the Sony a7R III. On the right hand side, the GoPro 10. I tried to make each frame more or less similar, but you can see that the depth of field that the Sony a7R III has really makes it very magical, whereas the lack of depth of field in the GoPro on the right hand side also has a place in photography and art. It's sometimes more interesting. However, being a photographer and using a lens that has got sharpness all over is a challenge. And I think it's one that's very interesting because you have to think about the whole shot, about the whole frame, not just your model, not just your subject in front of you, but the background, the foreground. And I think this is a great exercise for everybody. Get a lens, close it down, and try it. Right, so I'm surprised how good a job GoPro is doing. It's a little bit hard to keep it completely steady, because you take a photo and you're like, it's quite dark in here. It really is very dark, and I've got it on like 100 to 800 ISO max, so it doesn't go crazy with noise. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty dark, and everybody's looking at me.
Wszyscy wytykają język, w ogóle nie wiadomo po co.
So you can probably see how good the photo is doing. It obviously doesn't have the depth of field that the Sony a7R III with the 24mm Viltrox 1.4 lens has, but it's got a completely different kind of feel for it. And if you want to do a fashion shoot with it, you can. You really can. Just use your head, take some lights. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think the GoPro 10 is a camera that you can use for taking photos with? Does anybody out there actually take photos with the GoPro? Because I use this mainly, underwater, action cam, vlogging. Yes, as a video camera, a video camera. Time lapses are pretty fun, but I mainly use it as a video camera to film. I very rarely take a photo of it. In fact, I think yesterday was one of the only times in my life that I've taken photos with a GoPro. Now this is the brand new, newest, freshest GoPro, so it should be awesome. But as you saw, zoomed in, it's a little bit, ooh, it's funny. It doesn't look as crisp as something like the Sony, which is a professional photo camera. It's not a Hasselblad, of course, but it does an incredibly good job. And I've printed out huge A0 prints, and it is just crisp as hell. So yeah, you can take photos on your GoPro 10, but if you really want to get into photography, get yourself a big boy camera. Fill out. Have a good day. Subscribe, like. If you want to get this, by the way, there is an affiliate link below. And if you want to get this or this lens, there are 2 affiliate links below. Go get them. I'm going to do a few more films of this. Check it out. Compare it to the 9. See if the overheating is a real thing. Does it overheat? Does it overheat? I'm going to go and check it right now. I'm going to do that. Have a nice day.